Hi guys, welcome back to TedRedwood Gaming. It's me, Ed. Really weird intro. Today is episode 5 of the Tortuga Pirates in How to Pirate FM18 and a couple of lessons. The first lesson is learn to turn your mic on. This is not the original episode 5. I'll catch up on that in a second. Yeah, turn the mic on, Ed. Second one is a history lesson, so get your notepads ready. As we all know, piracy wasn't just based in the Caribbean. Plundering the seas happened elsewhere in the world, in places such as Asia and Africa, which still happens to this very day. Perhaps down to Jack Sparrow & Co., Singapore is often thought of as the prime pirate location in Asia, and perhaps historically this is also quite accurate. China also had a piratical stronghold over their seas, demanding taxes from European vessels that were on voyage to and from India. You might have heard of the East India Trading Company. They're portrayed in Pirates of the Caribbean. They are actually a real company, and they got taxed to hell while going through the seas in and around China. An interesting term for pirates in Asia is waku, which is probably being completely butchered. At least not my French for once though, which translates roughly to Japanese pirates. However, these pirates weren't actually Japanese, rather they attacked the coasts of towns in Japan and China between the 14th and 17th century. They weren't a huge threat or of great number or importance, but a number of bandit raids were enough for countries of that era to send forces to deal with these pirates on the outlying islands of Japan. And it is these forces that I'm in need of today. So after watching Don Bosco eliminate all challenges in their path, I figured this would be a much longer save than I had originally intended it to be. I got to thinking though, after signing 2 Japanese youngsters who offered their loyalty to the Tortuga Pirates, are there any other scallywags interested in joining the crew? Just a quick note, you haven't met the second one yet. I think I lost him in the episode that I didn't record properly, so you'll meet him in a second. I offered trials out to hundreds of youngsters who are in the international youth squads in Asia, South America and North America. Not one player out of this 300 or so accepted a trial. I did notice, however, that a large number of them without clubs were more than happy to actually sign on non-contract terms. This was without me seeing any of their stats, by the way, so risks, but they're non-contract. I can just release them if they're rubbish, so all good. Players under the age of 18 can't actually sign for the Tortuga Pirates currently, so we have a lot of players who are now staying on trial before making the move permanent once they're 18. Quite why they didn't want to remain on trial in the first place is another question for another time apparently. However, we have brought in a crew of ready-made crewmates, and we really are becoming an international crew of pirate extraordinaires. Is this the way to defeat the mighty Don Bosco? I hope so, otherwise we are lumbered with a colony of Asian adventurers for nothing. It's time to man the pumps. Yarr. So yes, welcome back to the Tortuga Pirates on How to Pirate FM18. It's episode 5. Hope you enjoyed that little intro. It's sort of back to the intro I did initially. So yeah, all good times. So to show you what we've been up to, the Racing FC game is the game I thought I recorded, but apparently not. I didn't do it very well. And by not very well, I mean I didn't have the microphone on, so whoops. But games we played since we played AS Capois on camera, we beat Tempet 2-0. Takuto, I'm just adding on the letters to an already complicated name. Yuki scored twice, he's been on massive form, I'll show you in a minute. We beat Una Minth, good attempt, 5-0 away from home, real straightforward stuff. Real Hope we put to the sword 2-1 and gave them no hope. I had to throw that one in there, I'm really sorry. Before following up with another 2-1 win, this time against Mirabelle. Again, just straightforward victories all round, and then thought I met you for this game against Racing FC. It was actually 3-3 and then we scored in the last 10 minutes with Johnny Milford, but alas I didn't record it properly. It would have been a really nice game to show you, but I am a massive idiot. So yeah, all going good in the league. So we ended the Overture League, the opening period of the league, third, so 3 points off Baltimore, so not too bad. No one could get near Don Bosco though, and that's a real problem. We are playing America Haiti today in the second leg of the quarterfinal. I have to tell you what's going on with that. So what happens is, teams finishing 3rd to 6th go into quarterfinals, face off against each other, and the winners go into a semi-final draw against the top 2, and then you can win the whole period, obviously by winning in the final. I've got no idea what it means in terms of league positions or not European football, North American continental football, because I don't know, you could technically win the final of both periods, but if you don't win the league, I don't know what happens with the Champions League spot. No idea. But that's the aim today. So we actually played this one off camera. It's only after I played it I realised that the last episode didn't record, so we actually lost the first game 1-0. Mateus Luxon scored against Haiti. We did play him in the league as our second game. We beat him 1-0. That was quite tight. We lost 2-1 in a friendly, which you may remember from the intro to the whole series. We lost that 2-1, and that was also very tight. But the thing you're here for is all these Japanese transfers, right? So if you look at this, it's an absolute mess. So these are all the trials and contracts we've offered out, and it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. So we've got all these future transfers. Obviously, we got a load out, which we knew about, and we had to replace them. So here are all the transfers coming in. We've got a couple coming in at the start of the next transfer window. I don't know why they isn't going by date. A lot of these players might not be any good, but they're free and on non-contracts. That sort of ends up being a trial. And if they're without a club, those without a club have now joined on trial, so we can see how good they are, basically. So we've got a couple joining at the start of the next transfer window, and then we've got a load of Japanese players who some are quite good looking, some aren't quite good looking. I'm not going to show you now. I'll show you when they actually become part of the club officially. Otherwise, they're going to be here forever. Also, I don't want to waste time if they're not going to be that good. I can't quite see them yet because I've only just started on trial, so our scouts might be wrong or coaches may be wrong. So who you have met in terms of Japanese players is Takuto Yuki. You'll remember him. He scored 9 and assisted 6 in 12 games. He's been an absolute fire. Considering his finishing is terrible, I'm really impressed with him. He's dominating, and it makes us not miss Johnny Milford, who he came in, but he's leaving on a non-contract very soon, bless him. The one I thought you'd already met, but obviously you haven't because of the lost episode, is Hiroki Sawada, so a centre-back. He's started 3 games, he's not been great, but he's not been fit, he's young. I think this whole season is going to be a bedding-in period for these Japanese players. But the 3 other ones who have just signed in time for this game, well, I think only one of them is starting at this stage. So we got Naoki Suganuma, got there eventually. Fairly good tackling, marking, heading. Would like them to be better, but he's got good potential. Tomozaku Nagayoshi, who is a centre mid, 18, I've got to stop saying 18 years old, Japanese, likes to be centre mid on attack, which is good because that's a position we play. Pretty well rounded actually, 2.5-star current, 5-star potential. He's ambitious, he's got okay determination. He's going to fit right in. And then lastly for now is Daisuke Matagawa, who is a striker who is definitely better than Takuto Yuki, although our coaches don't think so. So what I've done with my Japanese youngsters is sign them up on non-contracts. Any that are good the moment I see them, I then offer contracts to. So those 3 guys are under offer at the moment. And then our 2 Japanese players currently, so Yuki and Sawada, both on part-time contracts. Now we can't offer full-time, but better than nothing. So the team for today is 44-year-old Menard in goal. We've got Thermidor, Sawada, Galindo and Jean at the back. We've got Horat and Dorvilliers in the middle, which is the very familiar partnership. Baptiste on the right, Razard on the left. We still don't have Walson recovered, which is a shame, but he'll get there. And then we've got Yuki and Matagawa up front. And then we've got Suganuma and Nagayoshi on the bench, but I didn't want to throw on too many players that have no match fitness when we're only 1-0 down in the tie. I still think we can come back into this. So fingers crossed, and let's set sail. So America Haiti playing the 4-3-3 exploit, which is exactly what you need when you're chasing a tie. So what got me looking at the youth teams of all these North American, South American and Asian nations, got there eventually, is that Don Bosco are just so darn good. And once, I'm going to remember his name, Sawada, this is going to be hard work, I might have to nickname him. Once Sawada came to me and said, sign me up, I thought this is a bit suspicious that so many Japanese players are being offered. So let's have a look, and they're pretty much all their under-19s were no contract. So that's what's happened. I've offered them all trials, they all said no, but I could offer most of them a contract on non-contract terms and they're happy to do it, so we're 1-0 down. Annoyingly, that's the first half gone and we have literally created nothing. We now need 2 goals to... I don't know if extra time happens or if it's away goals. I'll just be pleasantly surprised when something happens, I think. I'm not expecting anything from this really. America Haiti are quite good. I think we'll be fine next season. I just think this season is a bedding-in period for our young players in the grand scheme of things. It'd be nice to go through, obviously it'd be nice to win things. And I have babbled a massive amount there, and we are actually at substitution time. So I'm going to bring on Nagayoshi for De Villiers. Suganama can come on for Sawada. Suganuma. I'll get there eventually. Stop saying I'll get there eventually. It's actually Suganuma, so sorry for butchering your name, which I will do a million times. Go for the OS push, as I like to call it, and just see if anything happens from there. Instant highlight. It doesn't mean it's for us, but we'll see. Nagayoshi is on the ball, keeps it quite nicely, and it looks like we're moving up the pitch. Yuki puts it through. Their keeper's come a long way and completely missed the ball. I wouldn't say it's Buccaneering football. That is a leaky defence they've got going on there. They're going to have to man the pumps because we are on a rampage now with any luck. Another throw-in, this time further up the pitch. Jean-Baptiste gives it to Horat on the edge of the box. So much time. I'm glad he didn't hit it actually. Pauline Jean on the left, so we're keeping it quite nicely on the edge. We just need a bit more movement further up. Razard has been put through. No, he hasn't. America Haiti clear it, and their strikers are looking like they're in pretty dangerous positions. That's a terrible ball, but of course our defence go completely missing, and they put it just wide. We're still in the game. Another highlight. It started very early. Oh no. Oh. I'm not going to do the walk the plank thing again, but he needs to walk the plank, obviously. So no more centre-backs on the bench. We are going 3 at the back. We've lost all our width. I've gone slightly more direct, and we'll just see what happens. I don't think we're going to get much from this, especially when they've got 3 strikers against 3 defenders, and 2 of them aren't centre-backs. But with 4 minutes of added time, that looks like the end of the game. Although it's giving us a highlight now with 1 minute and 15 seconds left. I think it's going to be really ambitious to say we're going to get a highlight from this, but you never know. Galindo does get a foot in, but Haiti is still coming through. There's no closing down, and they put it just wide, but that's probably the end of the game. It looks like we crash out at the quarter-final stage. I'm slightly upset by it. I genuinely thought we had a chance in this game, but we just couldn't respond to their 4-3-3. And I did read a nice piece by Daniel Gear about the 4-3-3 and how to counteract it, but you know what, at this stage I'm not that fussed. I'm more focused on the second half of this season and then the following season, to be honest. Horat's only out between 6 and 9 days, that's fine. A few debuts, we received 22.8k for finishing the quarter-final. Send the assistant to that. You're banned, so I can now... Oh, I can only issue you a warning because you're still not on an actual contract. That's devastating. He accepts his warning though, good lad. And we have signed a keeper, allow a trial, so we should now be able to see his stats. And he looks pretty good. 2.5 star current, 5 star potential. Obviously that may change, he's only on trial at the moment, so it might get worse. But at least he's got our training facilities now rather than just floating in nothingness. So we might have a replacement for our pensioner goalkeeper. When's he joining? Oh, September next year, so maybe not. So in terms of finances, that's done wonders for it. So we've made 23k this month, of which 22 is prize money. Overall balance of minus 14.5k now. So yeah, with prize money and provided we don't smash out wages for some weird reason, we should be okay. The players the Japanese players on non-contract, I'm actually offering them less as part-timers compared to appearance fees, which they would be getting. So I think it's positive, to be honest. I think we'll end up with a good balance and a load of youngsters for the future, and that's without even thinking about our youth intake. Who knows how good that'll be, but I'm excited for it. So yeah, we crash out the quarter-final, the Overture League. We've got the Clôture coming up, and let's just see what we can do. I'll bring you the Racing FC game as a tactical, or not a tactical one, because we've established I'm not great at tactics, but it'll be a big catch-up, and I'll try and do some analysis of our formation and if it's working, what's wrong with it during that game. But the next actual sort of quick-fire episode hopefully will be Don Bosco to give us a gauge of where we are at that point, because we should have a few more players come in. So that should be exciting, and then we'll just go from there. But thank you for joining me on my voyage through the Seven Seas, which is yet to leave Haiti, and we're yet to even become the main force in the area. But we'll get there. But if you enjoyed that, please do smash a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and thank you very much for watching. Drink up, me hearties, yo ho.